What's going on, y'all? It's your boy Matt. I decided to do a full video instead of just a short on what's going on with the Nuggets right now, my thoughts and opinions. I first want to just address this. I see a lot of fans of the Nuggets that are like freaking out, talking about, or I've seen a lot of people say trade Jokic, and I really don't I don't understand your thought process. I don't understand thought process like that. We just won a championship 2 years ago, and we still have the same core of people that won that championship. Murray, Porter Jr., Gordon, Jokic, obviously, minus KCP. But I don't. When we got rid of KCP, he was clearly slowing down a little bit defensively. The thing that we missed the most from him was his shooting. And I don't think Christian Braun was an excellent replacement. I think he's exceeded, and he's become exactly what we needed him to be. Just a great defender at the guard position, athletic, physical, and I think he was a really, really good addition. If you go back 2 years ago now and look at that Minnesota series that we lost in Game 7, I think if Malone had made the adjustment to start Christian Braun that season in that series and bring KCP off the bench, I think that we would have won that Game 7 because it would have done two things. It would have gave you a defender that could have stayed in front of Anthony Edwards to a better degree than what KCP was doing, and then it could have also gave you shooting off the bench. But I mean, that's all hindsight. Do I wish Malone had did that? Yes. And breaking news, Dallas Mavericks, looks like Kyrie Irving is declining his $43 million player option and intends to sign a 3-year deal. So yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's going on in the NBA right now. And that's why I want to make this video, because I think the Nuggets are in a good position. We just took the OKC Thunder to 7 games. And I think if we were healthy, if Aaron Gordon doesn't tear his hamstring, then I think we win that game. If Michael Porter Jr. isn't shooting with one shoulder, playing on half a shoulder and a bad back, I think we win that series. And I mean, you could say that's making excuses, whatever. But I mean, I believe in that core four. They just won a championship 2 years ago. Like I said, minus KCP and minus Bruce Brown, who is a really big factor, and a couple veterans. But I think that if you're of the mindset that we have to make a major trade in order to compete for a championship, I think that's wrong. Because again, we just pushed the eventual champions further than I think anybody else did. Indiana could have won it all, actually. Their style of play was very unique. I think the Halliburton injury really took the wind out of their sails, and it sucks because you never want to see anybody go down like that, and you never want to see an anticlimactic ending to a season like that. I think OKC deserved it. They had the most depth in the NBA. They had a lot going for them. The way that they built that team with the two big men, they just had a lot. And again, the Nuggets pushed them to, their limit. I think, again, if we were healthy, I think it would have been us versus Minnesota. That would have been a series in and of itself. But yeah, we'll see what happens. I think the way I see it, I wouldn't be mad if we ran it back with the same squad, but say you add Bruce Brown back, and then you add, let me look up and see who's a free agent. I think if you were to add a couple guys and make it so that you have more depth, because I like Peyton Watson. A lot of people don't believe in the young guys that we have. They showed me a lot of promise. I think Strawther has to keep developing. The young guys have to keep developing, and I think people are sleeping on DaRon Holmes. We wouldn't have had the issue at backup center. That's what DaRon Holmes was drafted to be. Unfortunately, he tore his Achilles in Summer League last year. So that kind of did not go our way. NBA free agents. That did not go our way. That would have been a really huge thing for us because we would have got spot minutes from him. He can play the power forward and center, so he would have gave Jokic, and he can shoot. Like, there would have been a lot of stuff that would have gone our way in that regard if DaRon Holmes had played. And yeah, you would have been relying on a rookie, but at least you would have had some stability, and you wouldn't have been searching. Like, you could have still played Julius Randle in spot minutes. You still could have played him. Like, you would have had a little bit more of an option, better than Zeke Naji is not a center. He can't. He's too small to guard centers. I mean, you can play him as a small ball five, but that's just not his ideal position. He's really like a poor man's Aaron Gordon. Not as physical. He's got athleticism. He can hit the three. Zeke Naji is not a backup center though, so you still need to address the backup center spot. And it's crazy because we had Hartenstein. We had a lot of guys at backup center that Malone just wouldn't play for whatever reason or another. But yeah, so we'll see. I'm looking at the free agent list. Let me just go to forwards. Yeah, Bruce Brown is an obvious target, even though he hasn't really lived up to the hype after he left Denver. Let's see. I don't think it would be a bad move, but I don't think that you could just sign Bruce Brown and be done with the offseason. I still think you need to go ahead and bring in somebody else. Looking at the free agent centers, Brook Lopez, that could be an option. He's 37. He's an unrestricted free agent. He might cost too much. The other thing is that the Nuggets are strapped for cash. With how we constructed our roster, we have essentially 4 max guys: Murray, Porter Jr., Gordon, whose contract kicks in this year, I believe, and then Jokic, who they said in the interview today they're gonna sign an extension, or they're going to offer it. We'll see if he signs it. We'll see how that plays out. But yeah, it kind of limits us as to what we can do. But right now we have 3 open spots since Westbrook opted out of his contract. Dario Saric opted into his $5 million player option. He was not, I mean, he didn't even really play last year. He played for 5-6 games early on in the season. So, I mean, we'll have to see what we do there. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see how we maneuver, how these new guys maneuver with the roster that we have. Let's see. Naz Reid is available at age 25. That could be but he's probably going to be looking for a big payday. I don't know if he would sign for the veteran minimum. I don't think he needs to. I think he can go to any team and get a pretty good sized contract. Clint Capella's out there, Miles Turner. Both of those guys will not be signing for the minimum, especially not Miles Turner after the run that he had with Indiana. Let's see. I don't know if I'd want Thomas Bryant back, even though he was on the championship team when we won it all. I don't think that would be good. Makashvili, we had him on our summer league team. Maybe Paul Reed. So there's some guys that could give you some solid backup minutes at center. We'll see how it goes. But right now, I think betting on DaRon Holmes, I would bet on DaRon Holmes, and then you bring in maybe one dude like a Paul Reed or something like that can kind of, because you don't really want to put all your eggs in the basket of a guy who just tore his Achilles. You want to bring him in slowly if possible. I mean, you still have Jokic, so you're not really pressed for center, but you do want to start looking at Jokic's long-term health in his career and saying, hey, we can't keep giving this guy, play this dude 40 minutes a game damn near. Like, we got to get this guy some rest, man. So what we decide to do there will be interesting. Now to talk about what people want to do. A lot of people are like Trey Porter Jr., Trey Porter Jr. I am a big Michael Porter Jr. fan. Just coming into the league and just his journey. Yeah, it was just a great journey. A big fan of his, but I do think that he has some limitations as a player. He's never been an elite defender. He's gotten better since he's entered the league as a defender. And you have to give him credit for that because he used to be completely lost on defense. Now he's making plays on the weak side. He's still not an elite shot blocker by any means, but he's using his frame a little bit more. He's 6'10", and he's still an elite shooter. He had 2 back-to-back years of not so good playoff performances, which I think really it hurts his trade value, and it's not ideal. And it sucks because Mike's a good dude. But for me, I don't think that, and some people have said that, oh, I overvalue Michael Porter Jr., but really, if you look at how our team, we need shooters, and Mike is one of the elite floor spacers in the NBA, and he does that at a high level. I think if you were to, and it's interesting because if you put Mike on a different team, like say you go put Mike on the Hawks before they traded for Porzingis, but if you put him with Trae Young, him and Trae Young would be eating because Trae Young is gonna try to find him and he's gonna play with a lot more confidence. Right now, well, and we'll see how things change with Adam being the head coach, but Murray and Jokic that's your primary offense. Murray a lot of the times is calling his own number off that pick and roll. Porter Jr. doesn't know when he's getting his shot unless they call that pin down screen action for him coming from bottom of the key up to the top to where he gets a shot at the top of the key. That's really the only play that they just have him sitting in the corner. Like it's tough. It's tough for you to get your rhythm. Like it's just tough. So I hope that, and I have been saying this for a while. What I'm going to do is bring my older brother on the channel because we have a lot of good basketball conversations. He's a Lakers fan, so it's a very interesting dynamic there. But we'll see. But I think what I hope is Adelman evolves the offense to beyond just Jokic and Murray 2-man game in the clutch. Like you have to get some of your other players more involved. Like I really like how they put AG in the dunker spot and they let him initiate the offense. Like they mix things up. Like you got to have Porter more involved if you decide to keep him on the roster. Like a player that I'd really love for us, I don't know if it would fit financially, but Kelly Oubre Jr. would be a really good pickup for us. Him, Peyton Watson, and Michael Porter Jr. as your small forward would be really good. That would bring a lot of depth. Mix in Bruce Brown. that could do you something. And then if you got a backup center, you could be talking about something right there. We'll see how it plays out. I'm super excited for this free agency. Right now, Kelly Oubre would probably be my ideal target. Jae'Sean Tate, maybe he's 29. Both of them are 29. Jae'Sean Tate would probably be a lot cheaper. He's an unrestricted free agent. Kelly Oubre has a player option, so we'll have to see if he opts into that. I don't know if he has it yet or not. And if he'd even want to come to Denver, that would be he's an athletic forward, though, that could probably push Porter Jr. for a lot of minutes, depending on how he plays. I think the fit there next to Jokic would be really good, and he can play defense, and he can hit the three. Kelly Oubre would be an ideal fit for me. We'll see how that goes. I don't know if he's going to opt back in or if he's going to command a lot more money than the Nuggets can afford. Let's see, everybody else on this list. I know people have said Doug McDermott. I mean, Doug McDermott wouldn't be bad because he's a shooter, and he's cheap. This thing, I'm on Spot Check right now. It says per year average, Doug McDermott is about $3 million. With Kelly Oubre being $8 million, so close to 10. So let's see, if they were probably able to move off of, it would just depend on how, because Zeke Naji makes like 15 million a year right now. You can't have that on the contract because he's basically a non-factor. He doesn't really get that much minutes. And I said at the beginning of the video, I talked up Zeke. He can be good, and I've seen him play well. When he plays with confidence, he plays well. I've seen it. He can. He just has to be empowered by the coach, and that's why I think that the team will be a lot better and a lot more connected now that Malone is gone, because it looks like Adelman is gonna play the guy who's hot. He did that in the playoffs. Whoever's playing, he does. It doesn't matter if you're Russell Westbrook, Strawler, like as long as you're playing well, you're gonna see minutes. And I think that bodes well for guys that are younger, that are looking to get some opportunity, like maybe Hunter Tyson, Holmes, we talked about already. I think that bodes well for guys like that. So we'll see. It's gonna be really interesting. I like the hire. I think that's not a popular opinion right now, considering, and yeah, I do think that I wish Josh Kroenke hadn't mentioned trading Jokic, because a lot of people are in uproar about that. And I feel like that took away from the overall positive nature of the whole interview. I really like the strategy that we're employing. In my opinion, having the best minds and being collaborative. As long as everybody's on the same page, I think it can only help the Nuggets. And I think that they realize, like, we have to maximize Jokic right now. So I can't be mad. I know a lot of people do not share that same opinion, but it is what it is. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I think that the Nuggets are going to be okay. And I also think that the NBA world and even our own fans is back to sleeping on us, which puts us in the underdog spot, which is where we thrive with our backs against the wall over this last run. Even since before we won the championship, that's been our game. We've always thrived as the underdog. So we'll see. I think the roster does need some improvement and some depth. We'll see how it goes, and we'll see. And I'm gonna continue to make videos, and because it's shaping up. It's already been a crazy offseason. KD got traded to the Rockets. Like, it's already been a crazy offseason. Drew Holiday just got traded to Portland, who I would try to look at getting, even though our guard depth. If we were to bring in Bruce Brown, and then you add Drew Holiday on top of that, that would be pretty good. But again, money is a limiting factor for what we can do. Let's see if there's any good power forwards on the free agent market. Maybe Marvin Bagley. He's probably gonna be too much money. Bobby Portis could be a good pickup because he can play. He can play a little bit. He's like a better version of Zeke Naji. He can actually play small ball center. He didn't play. Maybe Chris Boucher. That would actually be a solid pickup. He's listed here as a power forward, but that would be a good pickup for us. I've heard somebody from the DNVR guys, shout out to them, but they said Larry Nance Jr. I don't know about that. I know he can't really shoot. And I don't know if if you were to pick up Larry Nance, it would be like on a vet minimum type of deal, just so that you can alleviate DeVon Holmes and not have him not put too much pressure on him coming into basically his redshirt first year. Redshirt his first year because of the injury. So basically this is his first year. You wouldn't want to put too much pressure on him, as I mentioned. So Precious Achua maybe. So there's options out there. Bow's a free agent. Yeah. He was loved by Denver fans when he's here. He didn't get much opportunity, but you could sign him for cheap. But yeah, nah. Let's see. I wouldn't want PJ Tucker. Vlatko, he's been a staple in the Denver Nuggets locker room. That's Jokic's guy. I don't know if we can afford to bring him back. because I think some of those roster spots that have just been occupied by guys sitting on the bench for these last couple of years, we might need to turn those into like some guys that can play. And I mean, I don't know the dynamic in the locker room and stuff like that to a degree, because again, Flacco's Jokic's guy. He's been there from the very beginning, but we'll see. We'll just see. It's gonna be very, very interesting, especially with all these new moving parts coming into the fold. I want to see what they do. I want to see what their philosophy is. But yeah, eventful free agency stacking up this year. I think the Nuggets are close. I think that's what they think in the building, and I mean, I think, to be honest, they're rightfully so. They have the right to think that way. We pushed the OKC team to 7 games. I think if you make the right moves, if you bring in the right talent, I could see us win another championship next year. A lot of people are frustrated because they're like, oh yeah, the Cronkies are cheap, blah 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 blah. Like, bro, y'all just gotta relax and let stuff play out, bro. But yeah, with all that being said, I'll start bringing more videos to this channel. I think the next video I'm gonna do, I haven't even dropped a Dolphins video yet, and that's my second favorite team. Well, that's my top NFL team that I love to follow. So I'm gonna try to drop a video on that, and more videos on the Nuggets as things unfold. But yeah, that's pretty much it. If any big news drops, like any more trades, stuff like that, I'll make a little short and go from there. But yeah, everything's looking good. Hopefully we make the right decision. We can bring another championship back to Denver. I think again, if we were healthy this year, we might have. I think Minnesota had our number. I think it would have been a lot closer of a series. They would have played with a lot more confidence than they did than OKC. OKC was a terrible matchup for them, and they're going through a lot of turmoil right now. But I think, and then we would have. Indiana would have been a tough. It would have been a tough road for us to get another championship this year. But I mean, I think we're close. I think we just need to make a little bit of changes. But we'll see. Yeah. The last thing I'll leave this video on, if you are going to trade Michael Porter Jr., I think I wanted them to get Kevin Durant. I think I was very happy when they announced that we were a dark horse team looking into Kevin Durant. But I'm also happy that we didn't give up too much assets just to go get an aging veteran, because if you look at his track record for his last couple of teams, it hasn't been good. I think that, but if you were to have swapped Kevin Durant for Michael Porter Jr., I mean, you would have gotten it would have been a no-brainer. Kevin Durant would have been getting wide open shots that he probably hasn't gotten since like college, even if ever. Like, this dude Jokic would have been beautiful to watch. But we'll just have to lead it up to 2K or whatever, because that's probably not gonna happen. He's probably gonna finish his career out in Houston. And if he does not, then I don't know if I'd want him. I don't know. But yeah, Kevin Durant, I was happy that we looked into it, because again, it shows that we're looking to try to upgrade the roster in every way possible. And this was before we even announced the fact that we had hired John Wallace and Ben Tenzer to their positions respectively. So we'll see. I think that if you were to move off of Porter Jr., I would look at it would have to be for somebody who's young and hungry. But you have to keep in mind that shooting element. I think an ideal trade target would be Cam Johnson. Let me just look up his contract. Cam Johnson, to me, would be an ideal fit because he can shoot, he's got good size, and he can play defense. He was really good on that Phoenix Sun team when they made a run before they traded for KD. See what his contract's looking like real quick, then I'll go ahead and end the video. But I think that would be somebody who I would really love, and they have him listed as a shooting guard. is interesting. 4 years experience. He's making, his cap hit is $12 million. Cameron Thomas. Yeah, Cameron Thomas. Let's see if this is probably not even him. Is it? Yeah, because they're not showing his, This is the wrong guy. Let me see. Not Cameron Thomas, Cam Johnson. Bear with me while I pull this up. Yeah, Cam Johnson, not Cam Thomas. I think he'd be an ideal fit for us. Let me see. Cameron Johnson. Yeah, there we go. Cameron Johnson, small forward. 6 years experience. He was really big for that Phoenix Suns team. Let's see. He's 20. No way. He'll be a free agent in 2027, so it looks like next year. Average salary right now is $23 million. He signed 4-year contract in 2019. So he's under contract till 2027. Then he's an unrestricted free agent at age 31. Let's see what Michael Porter Jr. is making and see if it would match up. But I would like this pick if we could get him. He's 29 right now. He's been in the league 6 years, but I think it would be an ideal fit because, again, he's playing defense. We'll have to see. It's gonna be interesting regardless, even if we don't make a big splash like that. I just want to real quick look at what Porter Jr. is making. Yeah, his 2025 cap hit. This guy's made a career earning about $115 million. He's 26. Still young, man. Only been in the league 6 years. Right now, his cap hit for this year will be $38 million. So he makes a lot more money than Cam Johnson does right now. So the money would work, and you'd be. I would, if I were them, I would seriously look into what it would cost. It would probably cost more than just, it would cost Porter Jr. and probably one of our young guys. Brooklyn has a lot of talent. They have a lot of draft picks coming up since they just traded. But yeah, I would seriously look into that because he's making less money than Porter Jr., so that would give you cap flexibility as well. Maybe give up that if you knew that you were going to get Cam Johnson for beyond 2027, I would look into it seriously. Would I attach the 2031 first round pick that we have? Would I attach that in a trade possibly? Probably not. I'd probably be reluctant to do that. I'd probably try to give up one of our young guys and maybe get another player back from Brooklyn. I'd have to look at the roster to see, but I'm not the GM. If they were to hire me, I would definitely get us a couple more rings, but I don't know. I'm a long ways away from that right now, but yeah, I would definitely look into Cam Johnson if you were like, okay, we have to move on from Michael Porter Jr., which in my opinion you don't have to. If you were of that opinion, I think he would be an ideal fit for you. There's probably other guys out there. I'd have to really scour the market, but to me, that's probably one of the most ideal plug and play guys that could. I don't think you'd miss a beat offensively, and then I think you'd improve your starting five's defense with that addition. But yeah, we'll see we'll see how things look and where things go and how everything shakes out. It's a 30-minute video, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here and save y'all for the next one. But yeah, make sure to like, subscribe. I'll start once I get to 50, I believe it's 50 subscribers, I can start doing live streams, which might be easier for this kind of content with me just talking hoops and football. But yeah, just let me know what y'all want to see on the channel. Y'all stay safe, y'all stay blessed. Peace.